What's up, Gemini? How are you? Welcome to your July reading. We're going to be seeing what you need to know right now for the second half of July. Get some insight, what you need to look out for, and what's coming towards Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus placements. If you're interested in getting a personal reading, the info's in the description box down below. And let's see what's going on with you. For Gemini, show me clearly what's going on with Gemini for the second half of July. We have the Whale coming out as your first card. Show me clearly what's going on with Gemini. We have the Dolphin. Ooh, a lot of water energy. You may be connecting with a water sign or have some strong water placements in your natal chart. And I am seeing that there's something new has begun very recently, if not already. You guys, this is what's around the corner. There might actually, some of you are in this process of closing some doors, some loose ends before this new beginning. There seems to be a little bit of this lingering, I'm seeing that there's this little bit of a lingering, but not for long. Not for long. There is something you're going to have to address here. It could be between you and another. We have masculine versus feminine, lion, which is the masculine, and the tiger, which is the divine feminine. So this could be representing either just two energies within you, or this could be between you and another, but there's something that you'll have to confront or face. Maybe something needs a little bit more work, or there needs some improvements, some big improvements needed. But there's like a big life-changing decision here with the Stingray. And you're at a crossroad is what I'm seeing, or this is a collective that I'm picking up on currently. All right, so Gemini, the main cards that we have, the Whale. So the second half of July, it's very deep. It's very emotional. It's very important that you listen to like how a situation is making you feel, or how a person's making you feel, and whether it feels good or if it feels wrong. You need to pay very close attention to that. If there's something in your surroundings where you feel like you have to kind of be on high alert, or you feel like you're sneaking around because you can't be your authentic self, you're wearing a mask, like that's something that is only going to get more heightened and uncomfortable. And this Whale, it's like there's no escape. There's no escape. You're going to expand and dive a bit deeper. It's almost like, for some, if this is really weird, and I don't know, I'm also getting like distracted. There's like sounds in the room next to me, but I'm feeling like if you're gonna lie, may as well keep it with you to your grave. I don't know why the fuck, because the hyena can represent like a bit of a trickster energy, and with the Whale, it's like it's this deep depth that goes beyond like the surface. And I'm actually now seeing in my mind's eye like the blowhole of a whale, like water coming up, like an explosion. I don't know, but it's like if someone or somebody's lying, it's almost like it just gets blown out of proportion, or it just goes on for too long, and it's someone maybe getting caught in a web of lies. I don't know why the heck I'm getting that, because like I'm not seeing like spider over here, but hyena does bring in a bit of like a trickstery energy. Whale does represent your intuition and inner knowing. So if you have this hunch about a situation, or there's someone a little sneaky, a little shady, can't be trusted, definitely listen to that. But overall, like Dolphin, this is a harmonious, happy-go-lucky. It's very cheerful, very playful. So I would also see that the second half of July is very fun and free-spirited. It doesn't seem so serious, or this new beginning, you're leaving behind this rocky, rigid, dramatic, tense, inauthentic kind of lifestyle, or people that have a lot of pride, a lot of ego and attachment. I feel like you could be kind of shifting lanes here, or starting over, starting fresh, and you may have like new connections coming into your life, new relationships, people that are different, but yet there's this understanding. And we got double water, Whale versus a dolphin. Yes, you're different, but there's a lot of similarities, and you're able to relate to one another and respect each other and embrace each other's differences, and yet grow together in harmony. But there is something new that you're starting. There is something new that you're kickstarting the second half of July. This could be a brand new job. For some, this is a new relationship. Whatever this is, though, it's brand spanking new, okay? There is no attachment to the past. It doesn't feel like that. The only like past energy I would say is like the need to address or confront or taking a closer look at whether or not something is in alignment, or if it's time to like get it gone, or maybe you just need to work a little bit harder, or whoever else is involved may need to step things up a little bit. So I'm also going to pull a Moonology message, as we just had the new moon in Cancer a couple days ago. I just want to see if there's anything about this new moon that could be relevant for you at this time. And then we will get into the tarot. Anything that Gemini needs to know? We have work through your fears. New moon in Scorpio. Shout out to anybody with Scorpio placements or dealing with a Scorpio. Working through your fears. So there's something during the second half of July. The answers you need are coming. This is the third time this card's come out in this set of readings that I've been doing the last day and today. Something about the second half of July. By facing your fear, there's some sort of fear. There's something that you have been avoiding, Gemini. And I think it's just because, like, you were probably making mountains out of molehill, or assuming worst case scenario. Like, the fear was really getting in the way. Fear was in the driver's seat. And this fear was around the truth, or getting some sort of answer, getting some sort of clarity or a deeper understanding. And, well, the answers will set you free. The truth shall set you free. I'm also feeling here that there's going to be a huge relief, or like a lot of pressure or worry or stress that has been weighing on those that resonate. It's going to really just dissipate kind of into thin air. We have expect powerful change, new moon eclipse. So we do have a solar eclipse in Leo next month in August. So this is also going to be quite a pivotal time for you, especially if you have any Leo or Aquarius placements. Balance spirituality and practicality, and then be bold to make the first move. So definitely feeling like you're ushering into a new cycle of your life, a new experience, a new environment. Something new is brewing. It is getting very, very strong, and it might not be so obvious in the moment, like even during this reading. It might not be so clear or so like in your face, but give it some time to materialize. There's a lot going on behind the scenes. We got Pisces energy, which is very like mythical, magical, underworld, otherworldly. Like even you could be going through a lot of shifts internally, a lot of emotional changes, a lot of spiritual changes. There's definitely some things being highlighted around communication and your relationships, but also like your dreams. There's something going on for someone. Your dreams could either be like predicting certain events that are yet to transpire, or you're having these divine encounters in your dreams. Maybe like someone that you meet in your dream, you end up bumping into in the physical. Like there's like these strange encounters that are like out of this world. But to keep an open mind and have fun. I feel like this is the second half of July is meant for you to have a little bit more fun, a little bit more play, a little bit more laughter, kind of taking things away from this heavier seriousness and like fears and worries. In the second half of July, as we approach Leo season, it's about having more play. Okay. What is going on for Gemini the second half of July? That's a fat ass stack, y'all. I'm not taking that. What's going on for Gemini second half of July? And we have Temperance as your first card out, which is Sagittarius energy. And at the bottom, we have the Ten of Cups, which is absolutely beautiful, because I just feel second half of July, it is just good times, good people, good energy. There's something you may be celebrating, and it's like you're finally able to take a breath and enjoy and be present. Taking a break from, maybe you're on a holiday, right? Maybe you're taking a break from work, from your studies. It feels like relaxation after some painful endings and lessons. So Temperance and the Ten of Swords. Perhaps this is where there's something in your life you want to come to an end, and you are doing whatever needs to be done, crossing your T's, dotting your I's to ensure that this door is shut and closed for good, right? Locked and will never ever open that door again. I also feel like this could be you recalibrating your energy after facing some sort of loss, right? Some sort of loss or devastation. But Temperance is saying you're bouncing back, you're calm, you're in control, and you're healing. You're recovering. You're a lot stronger than, you know, when you went through this Ten of Swords. So that's interesting how the Ten of Swords fell out right on top of Temperance. It's like you could be just kind of like shaking things off. We have the Chariot at the bottom, which actually is really confirmation you are moving on from whatever that ending was or that loss was. Chariot, Three of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. I see support. I see supportive people. I see teamwork. I see some of you getting therapy, or, you know, you're building your finances up, building up your career. Some of you might be moving for your job, or you travel for work, or something like that could be relevant. Some of you actually straight up moving. End of a contract, right? There's a contract that's complete and you are not signing it again. You're not renewing this contract. Okay. Second half of July for Gemini. Strength in the reverse. So you kind of given up on something. Leo energy, might be dealing with a Leo. You've given up on something. Strength, we have the Ten of Cups back at the bottom. Strength reverse with the Ten of Cups. This could even be saying how you're letting others help you, or you're leaning on others for support during times of stress or during times of change, or yeah, 10 of Cups, 2 of Cups, Page of Pentacles with Strength in the reverse. You're now allowing yourself to be vulnerable. I feel like you may have struggled like that in the past of letting people in or leaning on others for support. You can't see the 2 of Cups. Hello, there it is. There seems to be a lot of love, a lot of support behind you, and whether you need a little extra money, a place to crash, a friend to talk to, you know, shoulder to cry on, like, I do feel like you have a lot of genuine love and support here, and that you don't have to do this alone. Or Strength in the reverse, you're so tired, you gotta be exhausted, and you could have been at your breaking point, right? Strength reverse, 10 of Swords, you're like, oh my god, give me a freaking break. And so I just feel here, this is you've surrendered full on. You've really just taken your hands off the wheel. You're embracing something new. I'm seeing a relationship here that's developing. Maybe it starts as like a friendship and it develops into something more. This could also be just talking about you, like someone that's very close to you, your best friend, someone that really just wants the best for you and looks out for you and supports you and cheers you on, which is so, so pretty, so beautiful. I love that energy. Yeah, so let's get some more. But you might be quitting something. 10 of Swords, Strength reverse, Temperance. You've been so patient. You've been overly patient. Way too nice, way too kind. You might just be quitting something that you just don't have the energy for anymore. You're like, what's the point of that? Ain't nobody got time for that. Certainly not you. Okay, so second half of July. We have the Ace of Cups that fell out next to Strength in the reverse. I see you're open to new relationships, new love. There's also a lot of healing taking place and self-love, self-improvement. You're very stable when it comes to your emotions. And it just feels like this ever-flowing, endless supply of love. We have the Moon at the bottom. You might have a crush, or someone has a crush on you. You might have caught someone's attention. Maybe it's with a Pisces. This would represent hidden emotions that are bubbling up to the surface. So what is it that maybe you could have been avoiding? We're going back to that hyena card from earlier, where there's maybe something you have been making little jokes about, not being super direct, posting little quotes or certain lyrics from a song, maybe hinting at something. What you not being so, like, you're like trying to be nonchalant. But we know you feel it. The feelings are there. The feelings are real. So stop pretending or stop trying to like put it in the shadow, okay? Because I see through it. Someone else might see through it too. We have the Moon, which represents our intuition. It represents the subconscious, our inner knowing. It is, it's not so literal what you see. It's like, There's so much also going on behind the scenes that you may not be aware of about other people, or what you're going through. Other people don't know what the heck is going on. There's some things about your past being brought back up. Six of Cups, King of Swords. I feel like, honestly, you guys, you're very detached and like kind of cutthroat when it comes to matters of your past, an ex, a relationship that no longer serves you, whether that be like a friend or even family, or even like when it comes to work. Like there's some sort of strict, disciplined, even just like a boundary. Say you're co-parenting, or there's a property that you and someone still own together, like legally somehow connected. I'm getting a little bit of that. So if you have love, it's like you love from afar, right? Ace of Cups to the King of Swords. You may have a lot of love, or you may care very deeply, but you're not going to let those emotions get the best of you. You're not going to let that sidetrack you or pull you back into the old or what's familiar. So that takes a lot of strength. That takes a lot of discipline. That takes a lot of resistance, and like having to really control yourself. A lot of self-control here. Moon, Six of Cups, King of Swords. If you're looking back at your past, I feel like you're looking back more with like love and patience and compassion, rather than like judgment and anger or like hate. Definitely feels more like you're healing and you're accepting whatever that came to an end. Second half of, I want to say December. December. Ho, ho, ho. We're still in July. And don't you dare try and come down in the comments below. This is a reading from December, bitch. No, look back at my hair. You'll tell. We're different. If you ever think Jade is posting an old reading, just look at either my nails or my hair and you'll fucking know. Like, I don't be re-uploading my shit, bitch. I've only had like one person accuse me of that, like, so that was like a long ass time ago. But just like little slip ups, sometimes they're like, it's July and I'll say June, and like, oh, June reading, fake. Like, bitch, what? It's Mercury retrograde. Sometimes I kind of think December, that's a long ways away. But not really, because time goes by so fucking fast, right? But maybe something about December, either last December could be connected to this, or little heads up, little nudge, little hint, something about December, maybe around Christmas. There's something being brought up. I don't know why the fuck, you guys, but, oh, you know what? Full moon in Gemini, I think is, well, it's in Sagittarius season, so I'm not sure if that will be end of November or early December. I don't know, but that's funny though. So there's something's in the air. Death, Scorpio energy, some sort of shift, change, and transformation taking place. Definitely, again, a lot of endings. Something in your life that seems to be like a transition from one ending and something beginning. Something new is coming out of this, and it's probably a surprise, or it happens in a way that surprises you the most. Like, it's unexpected. Tower, High Priestess, the World. Yeah, there's something that you could feel energetically. Logically, maybe just wasn't quite lining up or making much sense to you. But spiritually, you could sense like, this chapter of my life is over. I no longer feel the same way about this relationship, about this job, where I live. I feel different internally. I have shifted, and I know that there's going to be like this ripple effect of whatever goes on internally. It's going to mirror itself in the 3D, right? So that tower is now where it's being brought into the physical, but it stems from within. It literally starts from within here, an inner shift, an acceptance, a letting go, a surrender, and how that creates this big ripple effect in your reality. Double Scorpio energy over here, which makes me think of that card of working through your fears. So whatever this ending is, maybe this is something that you were really afraid of, or you were hoping, no, I don't want that to happen. No. But perhaps that thing you didn't want to happen is exactly what needs to happen in order for the rest to fall into your lap, for the it's like necessary for your journey, for this desired outcome, whatever that is for you. Whether that is more love, if it's more money, if that is a change in your career path, whatever this desire is that you might have multiple, right? It is necessary that this change takes place, that this tower comes crashing. Sounds dramatic, but it's needed. It's needed. So second half of July, some sort of shift and power moment, but it brings in something new, something fresh, something that it's like marks the start of your new life. So let's get one more for Gemini. Nine of Swords in the reverse, and you're no longer afraid. You're not afraid anymore. Like Eminem, I'm not afraid. So 3 of Pentacles is at the bottom along with the 10 of Wands and the 4 of Swords. So I don't think you're going through this alone. I really don't. I feel here there's a lot of support. You don't have to carry all this weight by yourself. I feel like this transition, this ending that's taking place is making a lot of space. It's making a lot of room for new, supportive, loving, harmonious people that love, respect, uplift, and support you and celebrate you. I really do. But here you are, 4 of Swords and the 10 of Wands. First of all, goodness, get some sleep. I don't know who's been staying up way too fucking late, overworking yourself. You're getting like 2-3 hours of sleep. Maybe you're getting no sleep at all. You're completely deprived of sleep. You gotta get some rest. You're worn out. Some of you are really just exhausted. Whew. You're taking on all this weight. And don't be afraid to say no or cancel plans. Some of y'all, you're like, I don't want to let anybody down. I don't want to disappoint anybody. But you have to take care of you first. You have to. 10 of Wands to the 3 of Pentacles. Other people got to pull their weight. If they haven't, if they're not, this is their time. You take a step back. You're like, actually, no, I need to catch up on some sleep. Sorry, I have to cancel plans. Sorry, that doesn't work for me. Let's try a different time. Whatever, right? You prioritize you, your well-being, your mental health, your body, your rest, your healing. Let others step up. Let them rise up. Let them fill in, right? If you need to call in sick, someone can take your someone can fill in your job. What the fuck, you know what I'm saying, right? You're always there when someone calls you, be like, hey, can you fill me? Can you take over today? I gotta blah, 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 whatever. I gotta take my child to whatever the fucking excuse is. And you're always there. You always are there. So they can do the same for you. Let them reciprocate. Let them reciprocate. Anyways, that's what the Nine of Swords in reverse. So you're actually getting out of that doubt, worry, stress, anxiety. What if this? What if that? Freaking yourself out of everything that's out of your control. Now you're starting to feel a relief and like you just don't care, or not as much as you used to, or there's just something that you surrender, you throw it to the wind. You're like, you know what? It is what it is. Or I feel here like your mind has become a lot more clear, a lot more calm, and that is different, right? This is something that's different for you, for this collective. This is part of this change. This is part of the shift, and it's happening, and it's going to continue throughout the second half of July. So there's been a significant change in how you've been feeling. As you've been healing, you're not pushing, you're not forcing, you're healing, you're attracting like-minded relationships, like-minded souls, people that love, respect you, who show up for you, who honor you and support you. You feel more like at ease, less anxiety, less nerves. Let me see Temperance and the 10 of Swords. For Gemini. Temperance, 10 of Swords for Gemini. 3 of Wands reverse. So there may be some change of plans. Maybe you didn't really see this coming like a month ago. Those going through and ending. 6 of Swords in the reverse. There was something that you could be backtracking on. Hermit, going solo or doing things on your own. Right? Or this is a time to kind of reflect and look at things a little bit differently, from a different angle, from a different lens. 7 of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, something you're having to give some time. So let the dust settle. Temperance to the Ten of Swords. Something's come to an end. There's been a change of plans. You might come back to this later. Maybe Virgo season, right? Virgo energy with the Hermit. Six of Swords reverse. You're returning to something that you've left behind. We're clarifying Temperance and the Ten of Swords. So whatever that's ended, it might just be temporary. If you come back to this, you'll come back to this perhaps by Virgo season or when we have more Virgo energy in the air. Maybe about the new moon Virgo, which should be the end of August or early September. Okay, take it with a grain of salt. Timeline predictions. I do see like these change of plans. You'll be reviewing it or going back to certain plans you've made earlier, but just not right now. It's like kind of postpone. And this is about just like, okay, surrender to it. Take this time out. You need it. You probably need it. Just check in and be like, am I sure I want to go down this path? Am I sure this is the, like, do I truly want this in my life? Like, is this actually something that I want to invest further in? Have I been trying to hold it all together? Because strength in reverse, something about this is exhausting. It's draining, it's taken away from you. Maybe if this is about like a relationship, you may be taken advantage of, like your kindness or just being very giving, your caring nature, your patience, your compassion, your support, your advice. Strength in reverse is kind of like, all right, like enough. Like, let's have some limitations. Like, put some limits on how much we extend. Two of Pentacles. It's because you're trying to like balance everything, keep everything afloat. You're juggling a lot, and it just might be too much. We have the Queen of Cups. I also feel like right now you could be juggling a lot of other people's feelings, or you're really considering, well, how would I feel if this was done to me? I don't want to hurt their feelings. Like the Two of Pentacles, Queen of Cups. It's almost like you're putting everybody else in front of you. You need to love yourself and respect yourself so much more. Page of Cups. Maybe stop apologizing so much. Someone needs to hear that. Maybe stop. If you have nothing to say sorry for, so why the fuck are you apologizing? Especially if you are the one that deserves an apology. Why are you apologizing? Huh? Make that make sense. Two of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, and the Page of Cups. We got two different energies. Either we can read this as, all right, so things are up in this, if we just read this as you for a second, right? Two of Pentacles, you're juggling a lot. You could be on the fence about a certain decision in your life of what you want to continue investing more of, what you desire, what you want to commit to, if this is about your money, if this is about your job. I feel like if this is about you and another person, it's all about the reciprocation and the give and take. And honestly, you guys, Six of Pentacles to the Four of Pentacles underneath, this is saying here, you might actually need to hold back a little bit. If it's not being reciprocated, Four of Pentacles, you might want to like show a little bit of resistance or restraint, or not be so openly available. Like, don't be desperate. Okay. So this Page of Cups to the Queen of Cups, right? Here we got these two. There's a bit of a gap of maturity level. This may actually represent like an age gap between you and someone. You might be dealing with somebody younger than you. Maybe this is you and your kid, right? You and a younger sibling, someone that is less experienced. And so this Queen of Pentacles, not Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Cups with the Two of Pentacles, she's on the fence of, should I intervene? Should I tell them? Should I over-explain myself to make them understand? But the thing is, with the Page of Cups, they're lacking the fucking experience. Oh, I don't know why I just dropped the F-bomb. Like, I swear, but I don't know why the fuck. But okay. They lack certain experience and understanding to fully relate to the Queen of Cups. Like, they relate, right? They're the same element. One day, perhaps, this page will grow the fuck up and be a queen/king. Or even maybe that's too much. Maybe we'll just say he'll become a prince, right? Prince Knight. This page eventually, hopefully someday down the line, maybe they'll grow up. But at the moment, there's incompatibility. What are we clarifying? Strength in reverse. Yeah. You can't help someone who doesn't want to help themselves. And there's no use of you trying to fix somebody. Bitch, you're not Bob the Builder. If you all are Bob the Builder, continue to keep building houses and stop trying to like build someone else's esteem up. It's not, unless it's like your kid, you're trying to raise them right and properly. I love that. keep that up. But if this is someone that's wounded and needs to heal, unless you're a therapist, and you're doing your duty, let them figure it out. Ace of Cups, show your love. But let's clarify this Ace of Cups. Love, right? Spread your love, spread your light, spread your kindness. Ace of Cups, death. I don't know though. Something about your feelings could be changing. If you have feelings for this person, you might kind of get a little bit old. Look, King of Swords. It's that what we saw earlier. That was with we had the moon, something else, and the King of Swords. I was like, it was a Six of Cups. This is where we have to show our discipline, our ability to not let our emotions control or get in the way or dictate the actions that we make, or the commitments that we make, the actions that we take, right? King of Swords, Ace of Cups. I feel this way, but just because I feel it doesn't mean it's factual, or doesn't mean that I should just like, I don't know. Let me pull some more on this. This is also where you could be intellectualizing your feelings. Instead of just feeling them, you're just like trying to make it make sense. And Pentacles at the bottom. It's like a slow opening. We have the Emperor and the Sun. We got a lot of masculine energy here. Aries and Leo. Leo coming out again. Five of Wands. Yeah, there seems to be a bit of a clashing going on because there's this desire to be soft, right? We have the Sun. We got these beautiful flowers, the animal, the little baby, the mother. We got this softness, this soft and sweet and fertile, beautiful, loving, nurturing, healing energy, right? That's what the Ace of Cups. Like, you just want love, you want to give love, you want to have that beautiful romance in your life. And then the Emperor, King of Swords, this is also where, this is where I'm seeing you're leading. So some of you're tired of leading, right? Go back to Strength Reverse. Like, I'm always leading. I'm always guiding. I'm always telling people what to do. Even in your job, your career, you're like always the go-to person. And you're like, can someone else like step in? Because I feel like I'm the only one doing the damn thing. Whether this is about running your house, right? If you got children, if you are building your empire, your finances, like it just feels like you seem to be the one running the show. And it's a lot, and you love it. Like, your heart is in it. If you didn't give a fuck, you wouldn't be doing it. Ace of Cups. You clearly care very deeply, and you're very much invested in this. But my goodness, Five of Wands, I'm seeing like there's a struggle. There's either competition. There seems to be here some misunderstandings, clashing ideas, a bit of like comparison, right? Whether it's with you're comparing yourself, or someone is trying to challenge you. It's like, who's the alpha, who's the best? But it's like King of Pentacles, Nine of Wands, Four of Swords, Hierophant. Someone has the ability to level up, but they're just kind of sleeping on their potential. Maybe you're dealing with a Taurus. King of Pentacles to the Nine of Wands. Someone won't pull their weight, or someone is being very defensive if you give them even a little bit of advice or feedback or some criticism, but then you give them some things that they're really good at, right? You give them a compliment, but then you're like, oh, but this thing, maybe you could change that or make a little bit of improvement. I don't really appreciate when you do this, but this is really nice. But they get very guarded. What else could I say? Maybe choose your battles carefully. Right, going to the King of Pentacles, Nine of Wands, perhaps is just saying to like guard your stance, guard your energy, guard your money, and not everything is worth fighting over. Right, choose your battles carefully and protect your peace. Nine of Swords, anything that really just threatens your nervous system or stresses you the fuck out. Well, you got two options. You either get involved, get heated, hot and heavy, lash out, fight back, or you're like, you know what, this ain't for me, and keep it moving. Tell me about death for Gemini. I was hearing Pisces for some reason. I don't know what the fuck. Maybe there's a Pisces crosswatcher or someone with Pisces placement. Let's see death for Gemini. We have the Four of Wands reverse and the Knight of Wands. Let them come to you. That's immediately what I'm getting from this. Let them come towards you. Instead of you always being the one chasing and pursuing or initiating, let them come towards you. Knight of Pentacles. They might take that, they might take a while. They might be a little slow. But don't let them slow you down, or don't just like sit around waiting for this individual or this person to like step it up, right? If that's that page person, we're like, well, maybe one day they'll become a knight. It's like, all right, so here we got the Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, here we go. But don't just sit around and reserve your life for something that, it's not quite there. It's not quite there. Don't force it. Knight of Pentacles, Two of Swords, Queen of Pentacles. See, it's a step up, you guys, right? From the Queen Cups earlier in the Page of Cups to now we have the Queen of Pentacles to Knight of Pentacles. There's some improvements, but is that enough? Is that enough? You could argue and be like, there's potential, but again, choice, decision, crossroads, pretty life-changing depending on whether or not you want to give this more time or not. Now, the one thing about the Knight of Pentacles, he does always cross the finish line. This is paired with a Knight of Wands, though. So Knight of Pentacles with the Knight of Wands. Well, with the Four of Wands reversed, with Death, you might just be like, it's too late. So that might actually just make this Knight of Wands, Knight of Pentacles want you even more. You don't have to make up your mind just yet either. That's what I'm feeling. Okay, Nine of Swords reverse. And then we shall wrap it up. Nine of Swords reverse. I feel like this is like, get rid of guilt. Get rid of that pressure. You're not going to disappoint anybody if you do. Oh well, like you're not here to please everybody. So if you're a people pleaser, gotta work on that. You might be an ex-people pleaser. Nine of Swords reverse for Gemini. We have the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. We just had her at the bottom. She's back. Nine of Swords. Okay. One more for this Nine of Swords reversed. Temperance. Okay, we go back full circle moment. And the Six of Pentacles. Okay, so basically clarifying that, there are little wavering moments where you do start to feel a little bit guilty, or you do start to second guess, and you're like, wait, am I being a bitch? Maybe I wasn't, maybe I'm not, maybe I'm just being too harsh, or like giving the benefit of the doubt. This is now where you're overthinking, you're worrying, you're like getting into the fear of, oh, I don't want to be alone, or I don't want them to be upset or angry, or, like you're overthinking things, overanalyzing shit. And that's where we go back to the beginning with Temperance. Whoops. Where you have to find the middle ground. And if things come crashing down, if something comes to an end because of you setting a boundary, or because you're finally putting yourself first and someone doesn't like it, or they start to treat you like shit because of it, it's just showing you everything you need to know. It's the answers that you need. The answers you need. It may not be what you want to know, but it's the truth that will give you a whole lot of clarity about the give and receive, because here we got that Six of Pentacles, the give and receive within your relationships and partnerships. Time will tell. Page of Swords. Observe. Watch their actions. Not what they say, what they do. Observe. Seven of Pentacles. This is a card that says, keep watering the grass you're standing on. But if the grass is dead, you might want to just get some new sod and lay it down. Like, you can start from seed. That takes a little bit longer. Depends how much time, patience you got. How much are you willing to invest? Like, how much are you willing to invest in this? Have you already done enough? Do you deserve better? Things to think about. Things to think about. What else could I tell you? See you coming into a lot more abundance, more financial freedom. And see, it's like if you started a new job, or you got more money coming in, there's like that little old voice, that old story being like, oh, what if you run out? Oh, what if you lose it all? Like there's that little anxious thought. You need to just put it in its place. Like, shut the fuck up. I'm fine, I'm safe, I'm secure, I'm in control. Everything's always working out for me. I always have enough. I have more than enough. Endless supply. Sometimes you just gotta shut the old thoughts, the old story down. But that's challenging, right, Temperance? You gotta find the flow. 2 steps forward, maybe 1 step back, 5 steps forward. Like, you're making progress, right? You're doing the damn thing. You're doing a good job. You're making moves. You're definitely in a significant transitional period of your life, Gemini. So take it easy and get some sleep. You guys need it. Someone really needs it. I don't know. Maybe you fall asleep in this reading. You're sleeping right now. Sweet dreams. All right. I will see y'all later. Leave a like, subscribe. Private readings are available down below. I will talk to y'all in the near future.